Hi, everybody. Happy Monday in whatever way this Monday is finding you. So I'm back with the Mindset Mondays until the next giant thing that requires me to reshuffle. So I talked about the two first stages that I often focus on and that I think is really helpful to think about when we're learning something or when we're coaching other people. And so here are the next two. The third one is about, and I really feel like the two, there's not like an order in them. I think that they come together. So I want to talk about confidence. That then, once we've addressed safety and comfort, that we can then talk about confidence. We can then ensure that we ourselves or someone that we're coaching is growing in confidence. And that doesn't mean blowing smoke up their butts, right? It means that we're highlighting what's working. And that is really important because some people, if you aren't highlighting what's working, or if you are not noticing for yourself what you are doing right and what's working, that stuff can start to fall away. So it's important to be able to focus in on I know where I want to grow. I know some of the ways that I am not meeting my standard, or I'm still looking at this goal. It's so far ahead. But what am I doing that's right? And what am I doing that is more right than it was a week or a month or a year ago, right? So one of the things that I started to notice when I was really able to focus in on my training was that I could look back at 6 months, a year, and I could go, my best day 6 months or a year ago is now what I'm capable of doing on my worst day, my most off day. And that was huge. I'm kicking myself right now because I'm not feeling great about, say, the watts that I'm seeing on my bike. And then I'm going, but this was what I was aspiring to a year ago, right? So that's a sign of progress. So we want to constantly be affirming and highlighting what's working. Also, and I call this when you're driving, you don't focus at the things you don't want to hit, right? You look where you want to go. So also, when you're focusing on the things that are working, that will actually help you recruit your resources to continue on in that direction. This also works as an artist. Sometimes we go oh, but this isn't working and this isn't working and this piece doesn't make sense and I have no idea what's happening here. And it's but what is working? Because those are the neon signs, the neon arrows pointing you in the direction you want to go. So you need to follow that direction. So that is the third one. And then quickly with that, the fourth one is competence. So then you have a sense that you know what to do because you are focusing your attention, your energy on what's working. And you start to gain a sense of yourself and actually having a certain competency level, even though you may still feel like you're, swimming around in the murk, right? I remember years ago, I was in a physical theater company, and we had gone on retreat. And part of the retreat was a requirement. We had to get up and work out. And so we were on this retreat and we go for a run in the woods. And in my head, I'm dating myself, but in my head, if anyone's seen the Friends episode where Phoebe is running and she's running and she's flailing her arms and everything, that is the way I felt in my body. That was what my narrative was. It was oh my God, I imagine people are looking at me going, oh, what is this person doing? And I actually expressed this to some of the other actors. And Earl Kim, very special in my heart. Earl Kim goes, it's really funny you said that because I was just looking at you running and going, damn. Frankie looks really graceful. I believe that's actually the word he said, graceful. And graceful was not the image I had in my head. And so we can have a sense of ourselves lacking competency in a certain way. And that is not always real. And that's why I say competency and confidence come together, right? Because as we start to know what to do, as we start to get more comfortable with the technique of something, then our confidence will grow. And as we get more confident in seeing our growth, then we can also start to be conscious of where our competencies lie. So those are the next two on this list of 5. Also, one thing that is also an element of this, because I sort of touched on it with the running story, right? What our narrative is not always true. And I know a lot of folks who do cognitive behavioral therapy, it can work. There's some limitations to it because it can feel like you're gaslighting yourself if you're someone who has been gaslit a lot throughout your life. But that thing of going, this is a thought. I love this sun is now finally going behind a tree, because I was getting this like severe line. So sorry, y'all, but that's how it is. It's nature. We work with it. And so you can have a story in your head that is not true. And the number of times when I have shown up to a training session and I've gone, look, I feel awful. I feel tired and sore. And then I've got this like hard task ahead of me and I just know I'm going to bomb. And then I set a new PR, right? So the story in your head is not always actually reality. And that is an important thing to remember. And that is why we focus in on things like, where is their success? Where is there just the discipline of showing up and holding thoughts very, very lightly? All right, that's a long one from me. I'm going to talk to you all later. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I'll see you all again sooner than I was last time. Take care.